Hey guys, welcome back to this lecture at a Prometheus implementation with long-term storage as AMP. So guys, in this lecture we will learn how we can use AMP for the remote storage in place of Promiscale, which we have seen in last lecture. So guys, AMP here is nothing but Amazon managed Prometheus. Now if your workload is on AWS, then how you can leverage this managed service from Amazon and how you can set up your monitoring system using that managed Prometheus and your open source Prometheus cluster. So guys, on the screen you are seeing we have two Prometheus again as in the last lecture to make it high available, and on the remote storage end we have the Amazon managed Prometheus. So guys, before setting up the context of this implementation, I'd like to tell you Amazon managed Prometheus service is the managed service. It is basically designed keeping in the mind that it should support your open source Prometheus, and it will give you the flexibility to have the remote storage which is highly available, which is scalable, and it provides you the retention of 5 months by default. So currently this is the retention that has been kept by the AWS, so you can store your data till 150 days. Now it supports all your metric data that is being scraped by your Prometheus. So guys, you need to remember one thing: Amazon managed Prometheus cannot scrap the data, right? Either you will have to use any particular library, or you'll have to write a code to push the metric from your internal systems to the Amazon managed Prometheus over the remote write endpoint, or you will be using open source Prometheus to scrape the metrics from the target systems and then push it to the Amazon managed Prometheus. Okay, so this is how it can work. So you cannot scrape the data using Amazon managed Prometheus. Your managed Prometheus service supports two APIs. One is remote write API and your query API. So it gives you two endpoints. You can set up your remote write and remote read endpoint, remote write and remote read APIs with those endpoints, and you can query your data as you want. Okay. Other flexibility you get is you can integrate that Amazon managed Prometheus with the Grafana service as well as a data source, so you can get the data from there and create as many as visualization you want. Now the other things that managed service Prometheus provides you is that you can set up the alerting rules over there, okay, the same way as we were doing in the open source Prometheus. So you can create your alert rule files and you can pass it to managed Prometheus. It will evaluate those expressions, your thresholds, whatever you have defined in alert rules YAML file, and it will throw out the notification to your alert manager. Now the next thing is it provides you the built-in alert manager capability as well. So if you have your Amazon managed Prometheus service, you need not to have the separate alert manager running in the parallel. Now you'll ask me, okay, we don't need that, then why I'm keeping this here? So guys, this is one scenario where you might have some data which is in your open source Prometheus and you are not pushing it to manage Prometheus, okay, because it's a costly service as well a bit, because it includes a storage, it includes a processing, right? So there could be some metrics you are not pushing it. So for those matrices you can use your open source alert manager, and whatever data you are having in managed Prometheus, you can use the built-in alert manager capability. So you can set up the routes there as you were doing it earlier in the alert manager, and that will send the notification to your end users. Now the difference between managed Prometheus and open source is that as it is a managed service, so you don't have much control over it, right? You will have to use it as it is. But in your open source Prometheus alert manager, you have a bit of control, right? You can write your own code to evaluate or to transform the data, or maybe to you can integrate your alert manager with some other tools which you cannot do with the managed Prometheus. Like if I talk about Teams, if you want to integrate with, there might not be the capability, or if you want to create any webhook kind of capability with your alert manager, then your managed Prometheus might not have that capability which you can build with the open source. So guys, this is the difference between this approach, right? So here in the remote storage, you are seeing managed Prometheus we have used so that we can push the data from open source Prometheus cluster to our managed Prometheus, and we store it there up to 5 months, and then we'll visualize it with the Grafana. So guys, this is about this implementation. In the next implementation, we'll see another remote storage which we can use, and there are multi more, but let us limit it, otherwise this course will not end. So guys, I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.